Well, isn't that a refreshing twist? Back at Sigel South, and I found my little buddy. Now, you probably noticed that I only did two Thought for the Days up at Sigel North. And believe it or not, my persona, so attached to this little guy, just didn't feel comfortable about starting the the BS sessions that I do without my guy here. And there he is. Kind of makes it complete. Anywho, he got left here. We were up there almost 4 months, and I looked through every bag and satchel and valise and everything we had, and he wasn't there. And when I assumed, forgot him. And when we got back here to Sigel South, sure enough, there he was sitting up on the deck up there with my my darling's pictures. I have a kind of a, it's not a rogues gallery. My darling's beautiful. Tiana's gorgeous. And I have a real overview of photographs I took over 25, 30 years ago. And she's still beautiful. But hubba, anyway, I won't show that. There's nothing bad about it. It's just, I have my gallery of my darling. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I got 11 pictures of her up there. She's my main honey. Anyway, we're back at Sigel South. Had a good summer up there north. Sure did. It was the best. In fact, it was so good that we're thinking real seriously of taking off a little earlier next year, maybe sometime in the month of May, and that will extend our stay. And it was good, You'd have thought we were in Seattle. There was a period of time it rained 2 days out of 3, but it didn't matter. Temperature was nice. There was nothing violent about the rain. There's a couple of them. Kicked up a little wind, made the awning kind of flap up and down. But in the overall scheme of things, it was a good summer. The only real, I wouldn't really call it a problem. It wasn't a problem for me. More of a problem for my darling. But we have a king-size bed here at Sigel South. Big bed. I mean, you can get in that, you put 6 people in the thing. But up there, now they have what they call a queen up in that nose of that fifth wheel. I don't think it's a queen. I think it's a regular, standard mattress. Well, when you're used to sleeping on a king size, standard get pretty confining, especially when you got our darling Gypsy. She'll actually get between us and sprawl out, and she'll put her back up against Tiana, and then she's got her claws over against me and kind of flexing and digging, and that can get pretty perplexing. And I grab her, turn her around, put her claws over towards Tiana, and of course Tiana has the same problem I do. Always likes to, maybe Gypsy's having a bad dream. But anyway, that's if there was a way to go into that nose of that room of that fifth wheel and get a larger, I won't say a king size. Obviously, they're not going to be a king size in there because it would be wall to wall. So you got to have a walk around room. If there was a way to get something in there that was about this much wider all the way around, or just on the sides, custom built maybe, about that much on each side. Doesn't matter. That would be nicer. You get to kicking each other, you know, get close together. Anywho, bought me a golf cart this year. Actually, I bought the golf cart last year. And I want to tell Pam, if she watches this, which I expect she will, that I have a video that I made. I got in the golf cart and I rode all over Pope Haven, running my mouth, you know, commenting on the various high spots as I went to them. Even videoed a couple of the people up there that we know that came out of their unit, and videoed them. And what I did is I changed the resolution setting on this camera. And usually I can do 20, 30, 35 minutes. And it'll take an hour, maybe an hour and a half to load the thing. Well, I changed the resolution on when I made the video of the park. I changed the resolution on the thing. And I was going to load that tonight. And when that thing came up on the screen with the time that it was going to take to load that video, was over 400 minutes. I think that's like 6 hours. So one of these nights I will put that thing in and I'll just let it run all night until morning. One of the problems we have right now is that we're down to one computer. And of course, Tiana, she likes to have her time on her computer. Well, her computer is over at the fix-it shop with a trashed motherboard, so we're out of 2 computers right now. And as fast as we can get her own computer, laptop, and get her off of mine. This is my computer, but it is now our computer. Anyway, get her off of mine. Then one night I'll come in here and I'll stick that video on and I'll just let it run until it's loaded, which will probably be the next morning, which will be fine. But anyway, as of right now, it's impractical. It isn't a bad. It isn't a bad run, you know, video. It little bouncy Johncy. I'm riding around there in my golf cart, holding the camera up like this, talking to it and doing my comment. And then, of course, my golf cart's a 2-stroke. And it's rattling and clattering and buzzing along. You hear that almost over me. But I still think that you'll enjoy it. So anyway, Pamela, next month or so I will load that sucker up, and I think you'll probably enjoy it. Let's see. Been back a week, mowed the yard already. The house is in some disarray, I guess you'd say. You carry 2 carloads of stuff from here to New York. You have to unload it up there and put it in its proper place. Then you got to load it all back in the 2 cars and bring it back here. And we just went down here. We don't put it in its proper place. We just bring it in, set it on the floor, on tables, or Anyway, all that stuff is kind of scattered about. And let's see, we've been home a week tomorrow, and we're gathering things up as time goes along. But we're age-wise, we're kind of past our prime, so we're not the type of ones where just let's dive into this and keep going till it's done. We'll get her done, yeah, but we're gonna take our time. About the time it's time to hook up and go back to Sigel North, we probably get this all straight. My radio room here, which you folks, all you ever see is me and the radio's behind me. There's another whole vista around here, and it's junk. I've got 3 bookcases, 1 full of VHS and DVD videos, and then I've got 2 that are behind this thing. And I have my World War II books and, just things that interest me. And one of the things that interests me is a magazine called, what do we got here? Special Interest Autos, Classic Cars, this one here. And I've got a full shelf. I've probably got 10 years of those magazines, every issue. And they're in one shelf over there. You wouldn't believe how heavy 10 years worth of magazines can get. In fact, it got so heavy that it just ripped one side of the shelf out, and things hanging down like this over there. Now, that's one of the things I have to get to. My plan is to get me some 1/4-inch bolts. I'm going to have to take that shelf out, take all those magazines out, stack them up, and get that shelf out of there, and then take some 1/4-inch bolts and put through there to support, because the little supports that held up that bookcase shelf were plastic. And boy, I overwhelmed them. I mean, there's like that. It's down, hanging down. Anyway, I got to do that. I'm back at Sigel South here. Ebola headquarters for the US of A. Actually, the 2 gals that have active cases right now are not in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Now, I live, not actually Dallas-Fort Worth, it's 50 miles up the road. It's probably 65 miles to Dallas and 55 miles to Fort Worth. They're about 30 miles apart. But anyway, as you all know, there's some active Ebola cases at Presbyterian Hospital up there. They took them out in the last couple of days, and I think they took one to Bethesda, Maryland, and I think Nebraska, someplace. Anyway, and they say they're going to live. The guy that died, the gentleman that died, he lived in an apartment with Ebola, with his family and his kids and his wife and all that. And of course, they say that, you know, the only way you can get Ebola is, you know, by touching the fluids and bonding with the person that's got it, essentially. Well, they've had the children and the wife, family members that were in there with him. They've had them in isolation for, as of Tuesday, will have been 21 days. And that's supposed to be the incubation period, and none of them have developed Ebola. That's good. Maybe it's tougher to get than you think. I don't know. But as of Tuesday, I think they're going to let them go out in the world. I certainly hope that they're totally immune or non-contagious, because boy, I tell you what, there wouldn't be anything much worse for this country of ours than a real general outbreak of Ebola. My gracious. Anywho, I'm trying to think. I could get into politics. My president, who I voted for twice, he's got good things going. Lord Almighty, he's got bad things going. It's gotten to the point where I can't hardly wait for the next 2 years till some other Democrat is in that office. Joe Biden wouldn't bother me at all. You know, they talk about Hillary, but I think that if she runs, which she's going to, that the Republicans will go after her. I mean, it'll be a bloodletting. You know, they'll bring up Benghazi. I mean, they'll be banging away, and I don't think Joe Biden has the baggage that she has, and I like him. You got to admit, when give Joe the mouth, when he says something, though, he means it. He's a very sincere guy. I think he's eminently qualified to be president of the United States, but I expect that Hillary will be the nominee. But I guess we'll see. Anyway, the unemployment rate is down lower than it was when everything went kaput back in '08. That's good. That's a plus for Obama. Unemployment is down. Employment is up. manufacturing rate is the highest, I think, in 14 years. Uh, Things like that that are really important, I doubt if they'll even get discussed. You know, they'll be banging away on whether he's really in America, and they've got an ad. They got a lady that's running for governor down here, and Obama is so unpopular in this state that they've got a commercial. Davis, what is her name? It ain't Wanda Davis, Betty Davis. It ain't Betty Davis either. Her name is Davis. But they say electing her would be like electing Obama. And of course, the premise being is who wants him? You know, if she's like him, we don't want her. So she's got some baggage to haul. Anywho, I'm going to keep it short. I will, I promise, get back on and get back into the mold again and do what I've always done. And I know that this summer I basically took some time off. Now I've got some videos, but if they're all set at the resolution that one I tried to put on tonight, I don't know that I can load them. Boy, I mean. Anyway, appreciate you boys and girls up in New York. I know that you watch my videos. Appreciate it. Save me a place at the table. We'll be, me and Tiana both. We'll be back in 8 months. I will say that if you look at this, cheeks look a little hollow there. I'm looking at the screen now. No, I can't do that very long. That wouldn't work. One of the things that happened that made me hollow is I went to the dialysis clinic in Jamestown, New York. And I went into the dialysis clinic in Jamestown at 87 kilos, which is 190 some pounds. I came out of there, every time I went, they had reduced my weight. And I think they took about someplace between 13, 15 pounds off of me over about 100 days. And I think that's why I got these here shadows. Now, I'm not going to try to fatten up. This is going to be me for the duration because, of course, your dialysis outfits, they don't go for weight gain. They go for, got to get it off. So anyway, this is kind of the new me. And bear with me, and we'll get back on here and get to ranting and raving because there's elections coming up. You know me in politics. And oh, by the way, I think my 11th son, Kyle, is coming to see me later this week. He was supposed to come today. No, tomorrow. I don't know why he didn't. He's got a good job now. He's out there in the wilds of West Texas doing some kind of surveying. And I understand making a proper income doing it all by himself, him and another guy. But I'm glad for him. About time he gets to see the world. There's some scuttlebutt that they're going to send him to Ohio or Pennsylvania, which is great. I want to have him go out and see the world. Anyway, I don't have my list of the folks that I always say hi to, so I'll pass on that tonight. And I'll be back on here, I don't know, a few days, a week. Here's my buddy.